What is inflation? Inflation is defined as a rising price across an economy, and in 2022 it has emerged as one of the biggest threats to global prosperity. When price rise exclude unexpected money those to go as far as it was used to wise can trigger demand for rise with the cause more inflation was price rise really weakening the basic function of an economy can be done. For example, in periods of hyperinflation, people rush out to spend money the moment they get paid because every how they wait to spend means higher price. For that reason, central banks usually set an inflation target and use interest rates to ensure that price rises predetermines price a little bit of inflation is typical harms if a while expectant the US Federal Reserve aims for a 2% increase in prices year to year. Both sections this price of 2021 price have been rising much faster had had in the US and most of the world. High inflation has fueled pushed many central banks to start raising interest rates, while there tends to slow global growth and coal even in those a recession in some countries is 2023 to endorse what central banks are doing and what effects their action might have on bonuses is helped to start with the basic of inflation and what causing it. What causing inflation? As this road inflation is raised by too much demand really to supplement more pressure afford Fed Chairman Bermud writes in his macroeconomics textbook, textbook wide underravel inflation occurs when the agreed quantity of goods demanded at any particular price level is rising more cruel that the agreed quantity of goods supplied at that price level. But what causes demand to often supplement that can have for affect different reasons and to understand them it helps to consider their feature of macroeconomics that David Moss described in his book and concept with macroeconomics what manager exclusive and students need to code. Money structures devolve based on output, how much an economy produces money, how much current people have or can easily get they hand on, and especially what people think will happen next, and there have a role in inflation. Supply shocked. Inflation often happens because of supply shock, major disruptions to an important economic input like energy, for example, if a lot of oil fuel stop production only because of a war, the price of energy increases since our energy is a criminal input. into almost every other good. Price of other things rise too. This is other gadget cause push inflation. In theory, a declares in the supply of a good should lead to a higher price figure boards and an equilibrium. In practice, feels a more complex a supply shock mindset of a sustained increase in price because there are many good alternatives and so the price keep whether what in bit up or the money mm, in, or it mean because are uncertainty or with and where the supply show well and or because the initial price insecure people's expectation about for inflation. Money supply. Then there's the demand side of the equation and increase in the money supply will then to cause inflation of most banks explains with more cash in their pocket and back cause a cause consumer of the thing need reason to buy things they were in the book but only unless the supply of goods and services increased in the meantime, meantime the consumer mounting demand for producing will simply be the up price. To extend inflation, economists sometimes cite that inflation risk with too much money casting to fill goals. This is sometimes reference to as demand pulled inflation. The money supply theory of inflation was a popularized by economist Milton Friedman Good, who famously said that I was always and every hair a momentary phenom- phenomenon will it's true that increasing in the money supply can cause inflation. Friends claims has to soar. In fact, is you have to boil in causing of inflation down to one time things down to one things it might be expedition and spread. In many models of inflation, the causes in the in an increase in the money supply, both an untypical increase in the money supply, the institution if that is very cause demand will increase because there more money flowing, flowing, the supply will increase it too much. It's it's the unexpected increase in demand on the calories in supply that set of inflation. Along the same line, how much inflation people expect affects how much inflation we actually get as price of rise, goods rise, workers are able to vote as much with their gains. So if people explain her inflation, their deals bargains for higher gains to maintain her living standard. But if boosting expansion, this one inflation deals rise price for further, what can cause what scale way price that rise further inflation to to fold white prices price are file right because expansion matter so much. Central banks work hard to maintain their credibility on inflation and to keep inflation expansion and show it. That basically means they want to compensate every day side be able to meet the inflation target so that people don't worry about more inflation that and how to assume that inflation will rise be whether the central bank slightly wild. Bueno, lo que nos quiere decir este texto, un pequeño resumen, em, este nos dice, nos está hablando de la inflación. La inflación se define como el aumento de los precios en una economía y en 2022 se convirtió en una de las mayores amenazas para la prosperidad mundial. Cuando los precios suben inesperadamente, el dinero no llega tan lejos como antes, lo que puede provocar demandas de subidas y a su vez provocan más inflación. Cuando los precios suben en serio rápidamente, el funcionamiento básico de una economía puede estropearse. Por ejemplo, en los periodos de hiperinflación, las personas se apresuran a gastar dinero en el momento en el que les pagan porque cada hora que esperan para pagar significa precios más altos. Por esa razón, los bancos centrales suelen fijar un objetivo de inflación y utilizar los tipos de interés para garantizar que los precios suban a un ritmo predeterminado. Un bloque de inflación suele ser inofensivo si se espera mucho. La Reserva Federal de los Estados Unidos apunta a aumentar los precios un 2% cada año.